Hey everyone, and welcome back from a very long hiatus to Meals in the Making. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Mallory Sarvis. I am a new mom. We have a 6-week-old, almost 7-week-old. We also have a dog who's eating in the background and another one who's running around somewhere else in the house. Actually, I can see her. She's sitting there bonding with the baby. Anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for jumping on today. This has been a very long time coming video. A while back, I made 25 videos of meals in the making. I called them Meals in the Making. And they were 25 videos full of lean ingredients that you can use for your journey. Let me grab the baby. Okay, she's good. If you haven't seen her before, seen pictures, or seen previous vlogs, she was born with a ton of hair. And this week she has learned, well, not really learned, she keeps grabbing a hold of the back of her hair and doesn't know how to let go. So we'll hear her all of a sudden just let out a scream, and all of a sudden we know, okay, we need to go detach her hand from her hair. Now that that's all fixed, let's get to the recipe. We only have one recipe for today, and I think in order to keep this doable with being a new mom, running my own business, keeping my house somewhat in order, that's probably gonna be the new thing. We'll do one meal per video, but I'm gonna try and do one a week. Try being the keyword there. So today's recipe is Italian inspired. It's called lasagna in a bowl. I found this recipe, honestly I don't even remember where, but I've done a lot of tweaking to it, so it's not even really the same recipe, but it's called lasagna in a bowl. It is completely program approved. It is complete for the 5-in-1 at least. That's what I'm on. So let's just get started. Let me just show you exactly what's in the recipe. Okay, so for this recipe, you're going to need 1 pound of ground turkey. I like to use the most lean, so 99% lean and 1% fat, because you do get the healthy fats with it, and I like to use healthy fats throughout my day. So that's definitely something that you can take into consideration whenever you're choosing your protein. You'll also need 1 cup of marinara sauce. My favorite to use is Rao's, or some people say Rouse's. Honestly, I think I say Rouse's, but I was looking at it today and was like, I think that's actually pronounced Rao's. So you'll want to use 1 cup of program approved marinara sauce. So we're actually using this as a green today. I know it can be used as a condiment as well, I believe, but we're using it as a green. So Rao's marinara. You'll need 1 cup of ricotta cheese. I use low-fat ricotta cheese, and it will be part of your lean. 1/4 a cup of Parmesan cheese, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. And lastly, you're going to need 1 cup of shredded mozzarella. Again, I like to use low fat, 2% milk, fat-free, something like that, but you're gonna use that. That's also gonna be part of your lean today. The last thing you're gonna need is gonna be your green. So you can do a couple different things. I'll be using spaghetti squash today. I love spaghetti squash. It reminds me the most of a noodle. You can also use zucchini noodles. You can use cauliflower rice. You can use cauliflower. You can use broccoli. You can use all kinds of things. But just know you're gonna need 2 more green for this recipe, and choose what you'd like. Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna need to do is grab a pan and brown up my ground turkey. We'll come back to you when this is done. Okay, so while my sous chef is browning up our ground turkey, I'm gonna go ahead and work on the next part. This is actually a super easy, simple recipe. Once you've got everything cooked, you just throw it all together. It's the best kind of recipe in my book, except for crock-pot recipes. I love crock-pot recipes, especially lately. So the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm going to actually mix together in this bowl my ricotta, my Parmesan, my Italian seasoning, my garlic powder, excuse me, and my salt. So I'm gonna first put in the Parmesan cheese. Doesn't really matter, but I just know that I'm using the 1/4 of a cup, and I was gonna use that for the ricotta, so I might as well use it for my Parmesan first. So 1/4 of a cup of, Parmesan cheese. One cup of ricotta cheese. And then 1/2 teaspoon of all of our seasonings. So 1/2 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm gonna give this a good stir. I'm so hungry. I'm so ready to eat. This is gonna be so good. And I love it because it actually leaves you with some condiments left for the day. So if you're like me and you like to have like a brownie waffle in the evening, or a blueberry waffle in the evening, or even a strawberry waffle in the evening, you can use the extra condiments for syrup and things. Okay, so I've got this all mixed up, and the next thing we have to do is just kind of assemble the whole thing, which we'll do in just a second once that ground turkey finishes up. I'm so glad this is quick, because let me tell you, I'm so hungry. I'm so ready to eat. We're eating a little later than normal, and then we got to do bath time for the baby, so such is life. Okay, so I was just informed by my amazing sous chef that everything that I just recorded didn't record. So I actually have mine and Robbie's pretty much done right here. So I'm just gonna make up a third one and then we'll put it in a Tupperware and we'll eat it tomorrow. So the first thing that I need to do is grab my scale. Now, something that I learned that I did not know before was in order to be accurate, you need to weigh out your greens. Before this, I read in the guide, half a cup equals 1 green, and I went by that. I just measured. But after speaking with nutrition support and some fellow coaches, it's the most accurate way by weighing your veggies. So there actually is a document through Optavia that shows you all the veggies you could probably think of and what their weight is in grams and ounces. So anyway, we're gonna remake another one. Okay, so in order to start, the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm going to layer all this stuff. And the first layer is our spaghetti squash. This is where you'd put in your veggie of choice: broccoli, zucchini noodles, cauliflower, whatever you'd like. So 2 green or 1 cup worth of spaghetti squash is going to be 5.46 ounces. So I'm gonna measure that out first. And it's a lot more than you would think. So don't cheat yourself your greens. Okay, so there's that. The next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put in 3.5 ounces of our turkey meat, because this is half of our lean for the day. Then I'm gonna put in 1/4 of our ricotta mixture. And then 1/4 a cup of our Rao's marinara sauce. Thank you, Robbie.
You're welcome.
And I may have done that backwards, but it's okay. It's all going in the same place, right? The last thing I'm gonna do is sprinkle on 1/4 a cup of our mozzarella cheese. Now you can do this a couple different ways. If you don't wanna warm this up, you don't have to. I would recommend mixing it together and then warming it up to your liking. But that's about it. Now that I've made several messes, that's about it. I'm gonna finish up mine and Robbie's, and then I will show you the final product and tell you what it counts as. All right, that is it. These are our lean and greens for the evening, and then of course, one for tomorrow too. We actually have another serving other than that, so we can either have it for dinner tomorrow or later on in the weekend or something like that. Anyway, so one of these bad boys counts as 1 full lean, 3 full green, and 1 condiment. That's it. So you get healthy fats for the day, you get condiments for the day, have at it. I know I'm gonna be using that for my dessert after this. I wanna remind you all to please stay healthy in these crazy times. If you're watching this in the future, this is during the pandemic of COVID-19. So I wanna remind you to be healthy, be safe. I love you all, and God bless ya.